Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and today I want to show you an ancient carob tree in Tenerife. I decided whenever I find a really beautiful old tree, I'm gonna make a video if it's a fruit tree, even if I've already tasted the fruit and even if there are no fruit on the tree. Well, here look around. I'm in one of the most beautiful countrysides I've seen anywhere in the world. Look at the volcanic cliffs, the lush green vegetation after a couple weeks of rain. Beautiful, pristine countryside. Canary Island spurges. Big cacti and agave everywhere. And in the middle, this beautiful tree. Well, I guess now the botanists and biogeographists and nature conservationists among you are gonna start screaming, wait, this is not a beautiful, pristine countryside, right? This is not a beautiful, pristine countryside. This is basically a degraded, destroyed countryside, a degraded, destroyed ecosystem, but still, even a degraded and destroyed ecosystem can be very beautiful and very rich and very rich in biodiversity. So what is degraded and destroyed here? We're in the mountains of Agave, which are famous for their laurel forest, for the laurisilva. For some reason they are not so famous for their beautiful valleys. People here in the Canary Islands, in Tenerife, in the south, they all hike to the Barranco del Infierno. In the west, they all hike to the Barranco de Masca. In the north, they all hike to the Rambla de Ruiz. Why? Because those are the only big valleys in those areas. There's like one big valley in the south, one big valley in the west, one big valley in the north. In the east, there is the Barranco de Guimar. But here in the mountains, the Anaga, there are almost no foreign tourists. However, the local hikers from the city of Santa Cruz, they know what they have. They know that the foreign tourists will be mostly in the Laurisilva, which is like in about 1,000 meters above sea level. And so the local hikers, they hike those beautiful valleys. Look how beautiful they are. Well, why are they destroyed? I guess here I am at an elevation of about 400 meters, maybe 500. And this was most probably forest which was overgrazed by the goats of the Spanish, which was cut down to provide building material for Spanish fleets and for Canary Island cities, which was cut down to provide charcoal and wood for the furnaces, for the limestone, for the lime furnaces, and for the sugar mills. Well, after you squeeze the juice out of the sugar cane, you still need to heat it to make sugar out of it. And so this place looks like a semi-desert now in winter, like a very lush semi-desert. But yeah, if you know what to look for, you can see the signs of degradation. You can also see some signs of human activity here. Those pipes and the almost destroyed dams through this little creek. Also the agave. This is Agave americana, introduced from America. Opancha ficus indica, also introduced from America. There is Opancha tomentosa. I don't see one now. Oh yeah, I see one over there. Also introduced from America. Down there, the giant reed, Arundodonax, is introduced from the Mediterranean. And then, while you hike those areas, about every couple hundred meters, you stumble upon a fruit tree. And this ancient carob tree here is such a fruit tree. It's a survival of ancient cultivation. Well, ancient, it might have been planted 150 years ago or 70, 80 years ago. And now it's the only fruit tree in the whole area that survived. Look at this beautiful tree. I don't know how old it is. It is here on a small ridge in quite a dry environment, so it could be pretty old. Look at it, all the soil got flushed away. The tree is basically standing in the air, standing on its roots. The trunk is, well, 70-80 centimeters thick, and a lot of idiots have cut their names into it, which is really bad. And please never do this, never cut your names into trees. I did this a couple times as a teenager, but here most of the hikers are actually grown-up men and sometimes women. I don't know why they did it. Look at this beautiful tree and just admire the fact that it survived. See, it's really standing in the air on stilts on its roots. The trunk is about as tall as it is wide, and then it's branching into a couple branches. I've only seen those numerous bumps on carob trees in the Canary Islands. I know one old tree in Gran Canaria, and now this is the second one. Might be some sort of cancer, might be some sort of virus, I don't know. The whole tree is covered with thousands and thousands of those bumps. Here we have the leaves. They are considerably smaller and stockier than in a normal carob, which gets good nutrition. Here we have the flowers. Focus. Beautiful flowers. Those seem to be the male or female flowers. Let's see. Not even sure. Those should be the male flowers. Buds and flowers. Really beautiful. The whole tree, because it's standing on a small ridge, it's a very low ridge, so it's semi-protected, but not protected enough for it to grow upright. Look at it. Basically grew completely in one direction. And then in recent years it developed some young branches on this side. I don't know, for stabilization or for what. Look at it. From the other side, the trail is going beneath the tree. From this side, it basically looks like a big shrub. No fruit on it right now. I wonder if fruit develop here regularly. The tree is growing on the limit, it's still surviving, despite those idiots cutting their names into it. Really beautiful tree and a really beautiful countryside. When you come to Tenerife, hike the valleys of the Agave mountains. Oh, by the way, there is a second carob tree over there, also a survivor of some old orchard. When you're in the Canary Islands, do hike the beautiful valleys of the Agave mountains, one of the most beautiful countrysides I've encountered anywhere in the world. Please don't cut your names into trees. Admire those valleys. Remember that they used to be different before the white man came to those islands. This is basically the skeleton of a former ecosystem, but still incredibly beautiful, incredibly biodiverse, and incredibly rich in native species. Well, remember that things like the Opancha cactus are not native. Also remember that this tree here is not native, but it's not invasive, so I see no reason not to protect it. So yes, do protect it, please, like the rest of the landscape. Admire it. Protect those beautiful landscapes. Don't leave behind any trash. Don't destroy any native plants. Well, you might destroy a couple cacti or agave. Just don't confuse the cacti with the local spurges. The local spurges are protected, and destroying them will hurt you as much as it will hurt them. Well, apart from that, stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful Canary Islands. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.